Hey everybody, I'm Kayla Troutman, Executive Director, coming to you live from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So excited to be here and be sharing more about sponsoring, one of my favorite parts of the business. I'm a wife, a mom, and a business owner. I've been in party plan or direct sales for the last 6 years, with Epicure specifically since the United States launched this past summer. I went to college for business and then had a 7-year career in the field I studied, human resources and purchasing and customer service, and never dreamed of selling taco seasoning for a living. Truly. Can anybody else relate? And then I found all that I had in my corporate job and more with this career. So I'm really excited to remind you of all the reasons you want to sponsor and how to do that today. I retired my husband last year after 10 years of working swing shifts and never being home. Thanks to my direct sales business, I've accomplished a lot these last 6 years. This business has helped me pay off all of our debt, including student loans. It's helped give us countless dream vacations and the funds to make memories that last a lifetime as a family. And it allows us to live a life that really is what we dream about or that we wish for our family. Best of all, though, it's not really about changing my life or my husband Nate's or my 4-year-old son Macaulay's life. It's actually about changing other people's lives, and that's become my favorite part of the business. I personally sponsor about 4 to 6 new consultants a month. Someone once told me in direct sales to really scale that income or grow the type of career income that I wanted to here and replace my full-time job. The magic number was 4 new consultants a month personally. So if you're watching this today and you're brand new or you're like, oh, I've never sponsored anyone or I'm not consistent at all, that's okay. Start with 1 a month, move to 2, move to 3, and keep challenging yourself and growing that goal. But if you've been here for a while or I'm talking to a leader, I hope you'll take my challenge of sponsoring that 4 to 6 a month and see what it does for your business. I do this through all different forms of touching bases, basically. And I'm going to share a lot of that today with you. And I hope this is so helpful and inspires you to really get out there and grow your business this year. Sponsoring truly is my favorite part of the business. If you know me or you're in my organization, you know I love changing someone's life. That idea excites me every single day. This is what powers me to push past fears, hesitations, and doubts and just ask people. I get over that uncomfortable feeling or those worries, and I focus on these questions instead. What if the person I'm about to ask joins me and finds a healthier version of her? What if the lovely woman I'm talking to needs a strong girl tribe? What if the woman I'm about to ask is broke and she hasn't told anyone about her family's financial situation, but she needs this and she needs it now? What if I change a person's life by just simply inviting them to check out Epicure and they're able to take some of the burden off the main financial or breadwinner in their family, or they find a whole new them, a whole new her in this opportunity? Someone with confidence, somebody that's included and feels joy and happiness every day. What if, what if, what if? Let's spend the next couple minutes talking about sponsoring. Let's talk about fears and hesitations. Let's talk about your sponsoring mindset. And let's talk about how to grow your dream team. Does that sound good? I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and we're going to break this into 4 sections for you today. Fear, mindset, habit, and how. Let's talk about fear first. Where does fear even come from? In my opinion, fear is just simply the life experiences we've had thus far, building up in the back of our mind, and then arguing against the things we don't know yet, right? That's what fear is. Sometimes stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone or reaching or growing, doing something new can be so scary. But really, you guys, your logical brain knows that sponsoring is not scary. You're not asking somebody for a kidney or doing anything crazy. You're just sharing something you're really passionate about. But anytime you let those hesitations or those past experiences creep in, it totally fights you. It's going to fight against you. So I want to share with you how I conquer fear, because still, even this long in the business, I still have fears and hesitations sometimes. I remind myself of those questions I just asked you guys. What if? What can this do for somebody else? The opposite of a no or a weird kind of feeling or an awkward feeling is just doing it instead. And so I want you to really start today with you have to overcome those fears. Okay, this is really important. I focus on what the opportunity is for me. And I get teary eyed every time I think about it. My husband came home from a job where he was never here. He missed the first couple years of my son's life. Thanks to Epicure, thanks to Party Planner, direct sales, thanks to this business. When you think about that, how can you not share it? So to overcome fear, the answer lies in what is Epicure to you? What does it mean to you? Why did you come here? Why did you join? And why do you stay here now? Think about what it could mean to someone else. It is not about their answer. It's not about the yes, the no, or the maybe. It's about the chance that when you ask, 6 months or a year from now, they're going to be a better person, more financially sound, happier, healthier. And for you, you're rewarded for sharing the business with them. Let that fuel you versus letting fear win. Fuel over fear. Okay, that's my first main tip today I want to share with you. The coolest part too, what I want to leave you with when you think about fear is this. Have you ever been to a birthday party? Anybody ever been to a birthday party? What if I'm coming around and I'm asking you if you want cake and ice cream? Do you think that I am going to be traumatized or sad or, disappointed if you say no thanks? I'm going to be like, heck yeah, she's got goals. She's got nutritional goals, or maybe she's just full, or today she's passing, and I'm going to move to the next person. Maybe even I'll check back one more time before I put the cake, away or put the ice cream back in the freezer, but I'm not offended. Guys, think of the opportunity like that. You're just asking somebody about this awesome thing that we have that a lot of people love. You're here, right? One more question for you. How many times were you asked to join the opportunity? Or better yet, the first time you were asked, how many of you said no? That's what I thought. Second piece of my presentation or my help today for you is mindset. This is so important. What does a recruiting mindset look like or feel like? I've grown my organization by wanting to bless others with this opportunity. It's that simple. I believe my role in this company and my role as a consultant is to grow the company. And the best product I sell, get this, it's not the steamer, although the steamer's fantastic, right? It's the business opportunity. It's the business opportunity, not just the kit. Notice I didn't say that. It's the business opportunity. I believe we need thousands more to know about Epicure. And because I have that mindset, that's what I create. Also, what you speak into the universe is your truth, you guys. This is so important. I have to talk with my hands here because this is so important. I believe that I'm a good recruiter, a good friend, a good mentor. What you say about sponsoring and team building is your truth. So if you are saying into the universe, this is my least favorite part of the business, this is where I struggle, nobody wants to join my team, I can't get anyone to do this, I don't want to mentor and train people, I don't want to have a team, that's letting yourself off the hook. That is speaking the opposite of what you want into the universe. I challenge you to start to work today on positive affirmations and self-talk. Let me give you a couple so that you can leave here and start practicing right away. I am a great recruiter, and everybody I ask about the business considers it. I am amazing at offering this business opportunity and helping people decide whether or not it's for them. When I ask about the business, people see me as a professional and take me serious in this career. Who doesn't want that, right? Don't these sound so much better? Why wouldn't I ask every person, and why wouldn't they consider it? I am a master at all three ways to Epicure: customer, hostess, and consultant. I challenge you, pro tip here, to go get some dry erase markers and write some of these truths, your new truths that you're going to speak into the universe, up on your mirror for the next year, and believe it in your core. Put it right next to your goal of growing your team every month. How many people are you going to add? I promise it's going to make a difference. Believe you can do it. You cannot hate sponsoring and hate growing the company and the business in this way and believe you're the best consultant out there. The truth is, this is a part of the job. Sorry, not sorry. You have to believe in your core that you're doing good. You're doing good by Amelia and Sylvie. You're doing good by Epicure and the home office team. And you got to be confident and continue to share all the ways that Epicure can bless someone's life. I promise it'll come back twofold to you. So now We're going to come back to the how to do that in a second, but we got one more section here first. Important pieces: fears, mindset, and now let's talk about the habits. How do I make sure I'm talking about the business and working this into my day-to-day activity every single day, right? This is my favorite, friends, because this is where a lot of people go wrong. And I see it, their eye-opening moment when I'm having a conversation or doing coaching with them. I treat this part of the business like it's a key piece of my day every single day. I make a to-do list every day. This works for me. And a piece of my time, whether it's 15 minutes a day, an hour a day, or maybe you work in a couple hour chunks a couple times a week, is going to include sponsoring work. It's going to include the pieces of the business that grow my team and grow my organization. When you prioritize it, you're going to see the best return on your time investment. I promise. So sponsoring grows the company, right? We all know that. Sponsoring gives the person you're bringing in a chance at their dreams, their ambitions, better health, stronger finances for them, or a financial situation that's more positive. Sponsoring grows your organization and your business. There's no shame in that. This is a wonderful, awesome opportunity. And how this company is built and how your income is built, there is absolutely no shame in that. Sponsoring means more good food, real fast, being spread. And I don't know about you, but if you're in the USA, I want this to be a household name ASAP. And I know there's more homes to reach in Canada as well. Sponsoring means free trips for you and other perks for her too, if she chooses to work this like a business. So how could you not want to make it a daily habit? Sponsoring's good for everyone. So let's talk about how I work it into my day and what that looks like. Again, I add it to my plan. It's planned out. I know what I'm doing. When I'm working every day, one of the things that I make sure to do is add to my sponsoring list. That marker board behind me is a list of people that I'm constantly checking back with at some point, or that I've reached out to now about the opportunity. And I make sure to always be adding to that list. That's a piece of daily activity, right? Income producing is doing sponsoring reaches. Reaching out to new potentials or circling back to people I've already had a conversation with, especially when new promotions come out or deals or sales, that is part of my day-to-day work. I also really focus on a sense of urgency here. I want to remind you of something. When you have a conversation with someone or introduce them to Epicure, their excitement is the highest or peaked within 24 hours, and then 48, and then 72. And after that, it gets a little harder. Their excitement starts to diminish. So I really encourage you to do a great job of follow-up. If on Monday I reach out to a few people, my job on Tuesday and Wednesday during that time slot is going to be to circle back to those people. It's not crazy hard work. It's really simple, but it just has to be worked in. It's as important as hostess coaching. It's as important as booking those new cooking classes, as important as creating your social media things, more important probably. I also definitely sprinkle sponsoring into my cooking classes, both virtually and both live. And that sometimes means that during that chunk of work time for my day, I might be practicing my lingo and making sure that I am talking about the business enough when I'm in front of crowds, virtually or live at a cooking class. That's a big deal. I talk about my business basically wherever I go. If I'm at the grocery store, and no, I'm not in line with a blinking light over my head that says, I love Epicure, join my team, but just it comes up. People will ask what I'm looking at, if I have a list, or sometimes I run into a friend that I haven't seen in a long time, and they might say, what are you up to now? It looks like you changed companies. What are you doing? And it's an opportunity to invite them to check out Epicure. I also love sharing about the business online. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more in the how-to on this, but just in general, my day-to-day online presence through Instagram stories, my Facebook wall, my VIP group, all of the places I definitely talk about the business. So the key to this habit is just doing it every day like you do the other income-producing tasks for your business. I'm always sharing the opportunity. Now, this is everybody's favorite part, the how, the fourth part here, right? It's the words, it's the application. You want to know how I do this. How do I bring in those new people and what am I saying? How I sponsor is not different online or in person. I just want to say that quick. I want you to know it's the same, really. It's that I create a presence. I have a brand about me. I have confidence about my business, and people want to join that. So let's talk about the different ways that I do some reaches, how I do it, how I bring up sponsoring in my demo. Let's talk about how I get some referrals. And let's also talk a little bit more about social media for a couple minutes, okay? I think this is going to be really practical help for you. My reaches are almost all done through text, email, or through Facebook Messenger. I love the voice feature. I love being able to share my personality with people. So right away, you can hear that's got a very virtual tone to it, right? Some people prefer to pick up the phone, and many of my conversations, as many of you as well that are watching, are done face to face. There's no right or wrong way. This can be done in so many avenues. And no matter how you start, maybe you first have a conversation with them and then it changes over to email. Maybe you first text and then you end up on the phone. It doesn't matter. But we all know that follow-up is key here because it takes 10 to 12 touches sometimes to get somebody to say yes, especially if the majority of them end up being virtual touches. So stick with it and remember that sense of urgency. That's my advice as I give you these words. When I reach out to someone, some of my favorite ways to reach out about the business include things like, hey, Sally, I haven't seen you in forever. Just curious if you've noticed that I'm doing something new. And if you haven't, obviously, it's not your responsibility to know that. And again, I'm voicing this a lot of times. I'd love to share a quick little video with you. Are you open to that? I'd love to share it with you, have you watch it and get some feedback on it. Let me know. It'll take you about 3 minutes. And I think you might find it interesting or for sure have some feedback for me afterwards. I love to use the company sponsored short little video that we have to just share with people that maybe don't know what Epicure is, what it is. And when they message me back and tell me they watched it, I like to dig in and see if there's any curiosity. And then of course I lead with the business first and then end on hosting or being a customer. And anybody that I'm reaching out to, typically they eat. So it's a no-brainer. They're gonna need one of the 3 ways. I start with the business first. So again, I love using that video. I thought of you because is how I start with the message usually. And I'd love to find out what you think of what I'm doing these days, or I'd love to share a short little video with you and get some feedback. Are you open to that? I also love to use this phrase. Hey, Julie, I just thought of you this weekend because I saw your family's Easter photo on Facebook. You guys are so cute. How are your kids growing so fast? I also wanted to ask you something I don't think I've ever asked you before, and I don't know why, because you're a rock star and I would die to have you say yes to this, but are you open at this time to an additional stream of income or some extra financial means for your family? Let me know your thoughts. I just love to leave it very simple. Why did I think of somebody? Why am I reaching out? Why do I think they're a rock star? And what am I asking? I'm very upfront. I'm asking if they're open to some extra income, an additional source of income, a side gig or a side hustle. Might be comfortable for some of you. That's not words that I usually use. I want people to have that big business vision when I ask. And then of course I make sure they know that they can have any size goals and there's a place for them here in our community. I also like to ask here in the United States, this is a really good phrase for you. Have you noticed what I'm up to? And any chance you're curious? I'd love to share some more information with you if so. Reply back either way. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I love to let them know that I'm waiting for a reply, no matter what. And if they don't reply within 24 to 48 hours, I always follow up right away. And when I send that second message, it might just be something simple like, hey, Sally, checking to see if you got my message. I'll check back in a couple days again. I know you're really busy with everything going on right now. Those are the kinds of things that I do to just, get out there and reach out and extend an invite, and then make sure that I'm treating it like a professional business, like any business would, and check back because people are busy. Their whole world is not Epicure. That's our job, right? When I'm in my classes, this is my very favorite way to sponsor. I love to plant the seed at my classes because I get to plant it 3 or 4 times right away. And I feel like that's my first 3 or 4 touches. And then I can do the follow-up obviously after the class or set up a recruiting appointment at checkout. But I love to start virtual or live classes with my infamous, hey everybody, it's time to get started. If I'm virtual, it's going to sound like, thank you so much for tuning into our live cooking class tonight. Love that you can be home, comfy in your PJs with a glass of wine and see what Epicure is all about. I'm Kayla, for those of you that don't know me, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me in a second. But first off, I got to start with this. None of you probably came here, feet up, glass of wine poured, ready to learn some recipes and cooking with the mindset that you're going to find a business tonight or you're going to join a business. But I want you all to watch how easy this is. This is my favorite part of doing this. I get to do it from home and cook for you live, which is obviously going to be my family's dinner after we're done. And you see, as you're watching tonight, if this is something that you could picture yourself doing. Okay, so that's a really easy way to paint right from the start. And how I proceed from there is, we're going to go around the room here and we're going to do introductions. And when it gets back to me, I'm going to tell you a little bit more. And now you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, she's already like planting the seed here. And I want to tell you, it's okay if the business isn't for you. Don't worry. At checkout, which for you guys is going to be online tonight, I'm going to go ahead and ask each one of you if you're interested in a cooking class of your own, because you're going to get a $20 extra voucher when you book off a Sally's cooking class tonight. And I know that whether you're ready to jump into a side business, a side hustle, provide extra means for your family, or whether you're looking for some freebies, there's a place for you here at Epicure. So don't panic. I want to go around the room, get to know you today, hear who you are, who your kiddos are, or who you're feeding in your house, and then I'll tell you more about me. And when it comes back to me, I of course share that I've been in the industry for the amount of time I shared at the beginning of the demo. I shared that this business changed my family's life, and I went from corporate America to selling taco seasoning, and that was never the plan. So again, they might not think that's the plan for them either, but let's have some fun. Let's cook this meal in less than 20 minutes. Let's talk about what Epicure is, and then really there's 3 ways to Epicure, and I can't wait to get them introduced to all of them. An amazing, incredible income opportunity, an amazing hostess plan, and obviously our products that are life-saving. So that's really how I started. And basically my live cooking class is the exact same thing. Again, I'm doing that intro. If it's online, I'm just asking them when I'm saying, I want to know who you are. Let's do introductions. Comment below the video. Tell me who you are, where you're watching from. So really same format. And this is really important. I think a lot of people skip that step when they do an online class, and they don't realize that no matter what, I'm leading with that, because I really believe people in that room need to hear that nobody comes. I didn't go to my first class 6 years ago thinking I was going to join a business. When I did join, I was only joining for the discount. And when I first promoted to leader, I thought we'll be lucky if this lasts. Like I had such a opposite perspective that I do now on things. So I needed someone to plant those seeds. So you're doing that. In the middle of my demo, I bring it up again by saying something like, maybe we're using the steamer, and I say something like, one of my favorite parts about our business kit is that it includes 3 meal kits, the steamer, and everything you need to get started. And the training that's available is available 24/7. You can do it when it's good for you. So I have nurses, doctors, teachers, stay-at-home moms, night shift workers that all can find a groove here because of how flexible it is. So again, let me know. I have information to send home with you at checkout. And if I'm online, I say something similar to that too. Like if you're looking for a one-stop shop tonight, best deal for you is for sure the business opportunity. Note that I don't say the kit again, and note that I don't paint it as a discount business. I'm looking for business builders, but I like to drop those nuggets in. And then at checkout, I definitely set up. When I'm online doing a live demo, I like to say something like, okay, we're almost done. Now, when we finish, I'm going to make sure that you all have Amanda's link, that you have a graphic for every single product that's in our catalog. The company provides us amazing, basically like little slides where it has every product laid out. So I'm going to post that, and I'm going to post my VIP group. So I want you to go ahead and click and join my VIP group, look through the products and make sure your wish list is complete, and then go ahead and click on her link and shop. Make sure you send me a message right away, because the first couple that book a class are going to get a little something extra from me as a thank you, because we want to unlock her full hostess rewards, and I can't wait to party with you next. And then I'm going to send you guys a message and find out if you're interested in some of that business information I was talking about. We can do a call. I actually have a virtual place that you can learn about the business, or I can just send you some information via Facebook or email, whatever's good for you. So really just talking about the different ways to get engaged, and just sharing with them. But that's how checkout's going to go. Same thing on my live class. The difference is it's not as much instruction other than you're going to come over to me, see me at checkout, bring your glass of wine. If anyone needs to leave early, come first, and I'll just actually help you do your order. I'm going to put all orders in tonight, so I don't have to take any credit card information or anything home with me. And of course, I'm going to be asking all of you if you want some of that information about the business, because why wouldn't you at least look, right? Winky face. That's my best wink. And then I'm also going to be asking you if you're ready to be the next cooking class hostess. So that's how I really sprinkle in and create more leads on my list to check back with the next week during my work time at my cooking classes. If they say no, I always ask for referrals. I'm always asking for referrals. So if they say no, thank you, I say, okay, no problem. You know a lot of people, I feel like. You gave a lot of references tonight and shared a lot of different things about, I think you said you have a card night that you're in, a volleyball league. You're pretty involved at your kid's school, it sounds like. Do you know of anybody that might be looking for some extra income? Maybe they're a stay-at-home mom just looking for something extra to do. Or maybe you know of somebody that's an empty nester and feeling a little lost. And then I might offer a referral gift. That's up to you. But I'm always asking, if they say a no, who do they know that might be interested? Also, social media. This is the biggest tip I have for you in sponsoring on social media. Do not post the sales flyer. If a sale is announced, like our Join for Less campaign last February, and there's a discounted kit for some reason, what I don't do is post the flyer on my Facebook wall and say, join me this month. Well, that's mildly effective. What's much more effective is realizing that the tools and the flyers that are loaded in the back office are for you to know what's going on and teach your team as you're growing your team, but really for you to get inspired to use attraction marketing to grow your team. So using Instagram and Facebook and stories as a platform, using your VIP groups or business pages, and using your main wall to show pictures of your workspace in the morning and how flexible, hashtag work from home, this career is, and how you can homeschool your kids and work on a ranch and do this alongside that. Maybe you're a full-time fourth grade teacher just crushing it, or maybe you are working night shift. So your posts are, you're working your business in the morning before you lay down for the day, which would be your night, and sleep. But attraction is more about showcasing what this is, how it's done, why it appeals to people or should appeal to people, making it look sexy than it is flyers or a sale or what comes in the kit. You can always get them that information once you have a conversation. But I really encourage you to think about what would make me curious and sharing those types of things. Sprinkling in your meals with a hint of the business behind it, such as, here's what I made for dinner, perk of my job for sure, easy meals, or showing a picture of you doing a live demo. Like I could snap a screenshot of me doing this training right now and put this on my social media and say, a perk of this company is that they trust me enough to lead a training with all of you watching, which actually makes me, kind of nervous and excited at the same time. Those are attraction marketing posts that are going to help you grow your team online. Okay. And using all the social media platforms, that's another tip I have for you. And if you're looking for a place to start, Google. It's my best friend. Social media is constantly changing. As you network with someone and get them into your VIP group, this is a big deal. It's a huge place, or I guess I should say Recipe Club, VIP group, whatever you're doing for your business. Those virtual sprinkles that you're laying on social media in the proper way will add up to be like those touches, those count if people are seeing your posts. And honestly, you just don't know who's going to jump in because of it. So it's important to do all of these pieces, use all of the how-tos I'm giving you, and make sure you're just sprinkling the business everywhere and planting seeds, because you will harvest them if you do that. Okay, in closing, that was a lot of information, wasn't it? Fear is first. Conquer it. Focus on your mindset. Tell yourself your new truths, okay? Make sponsoring a habit. And then I hope I gave you some nuggets or some words that you can use in the how. I want you to right now take a second, and I want you to write down all of the people you can think of. I'm going to pause, that you think deserve this amazing opportunity. Okay, grab a list. Ready? Write down all of the people that you think deserve this amazing opportunity. Go. I want you to set a goal right now, after doing this training, to start making those reaches. And then this next week, you're going to be keeping that sense of urgency, circling back, checking in with people, and funneling them into different lists. Maybe they're going to be a customer. Maybe they're going to end up hosting a class with you first to see what this is like before they jump in. Maybe they tell you to check back in a couple weeks, set a date, let them know when you're going to check back. All of those kinds of things, you're going to funnel them into those lists, and you're going to keep up with it. You're going to keep that sense of urgency, and you're going to treat this like it's an important piece of your job. Okay. I want to leave you with something. I hope it's impactful for you as it's been on my life. At my very first direct sales party 6 years ago, actually this month, March of 2020, a woman named Sarah came to my class. She actually wasn't a friend of mine. She was an acquaintance. I barely knew her through a bowling alley that my husband and I bowled at. I am not a bowler. The things you do when you first meet somebody that you really, really like, right? She came with my friend Melissa. I worked with Melissa's husband. So that's how many people I was inviting to come to that very first class. Sarah fell in love. She fell in love with the meals. She fell in love with the concept, and she hosted multiple times for me. Kids classes, crock pot dinners, all the different kinds of things. And I asked her about the business. And every time it was a no, busy, didn't know if her friends would like it, all the things we hear. But she kept hosting, and I just loved her where she was at. And I never stopped asking. I kept planting the seed and knew that it was going to take X number of reaches, and people flip at any point. So you just, you stay consistent and you stay confident in your business. One day she reached out and she said, let's do this. I'm ready. Thanks for being patient with me. Those were her exact words. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is the best day ever, right? So I asked her what her goals were. And her goals were to make enough money. She had not told her husband she was joining the business. I do not recommend that. To pay for some wedding expenses for a wedding they were in coming up. Somebody in her family was getting married, and all of you know weddings can be really pricey to partake in, right? When you have bridesmaids or groomsmen attire and a hotel stay and travel. And so I said, okay, let's do it. We're going to make that happen. And of course we did, because that's our amazing business opportunity, right? We can make the amount of money that we want to make. We get to choose. And I told her from the start, she was amazing. And if she just got consistent, she had so much potential. And she did. She got consistent. She promoted to leader. And while there was highs and lows in the initial, months of her business and in that first year, she found a groove. And I am just so excited to tell you about Sarah McClenathan from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Woo, today she's a fourth grade teacher and a rock star in both of her careers. She loves kids. She loves kids by day, and she helps people with dinner by night. She is consistent and strong, and she provides meaningful income to her family. She is able to pay for a Harley Davidson, which if you're from our area, is like a huge deal. I don't know about Canada, but that's something they really wanted. She's taking her daughter for the first time on an airplane later this year, and coming up in May, she was going to be on our first global Epicure incentive trip, her first ever incentive trip in direct sales. And I'm proud to say that she'll be taking that later this year when that trip's rescheduled. I am so excited for her to take Jason on their first honeymoon in 10 years. She's a senior leader here with Epicure and on her way to becoming a director. And she's proof that you just have to ask people. You just have to plant the seed. You never know who's going to say yes. Whew. Sarah wasn't able to originally sign up for our conference in 2020. And so I'm so excited that she's going to see this recording and see this training that all of you, I hope, will find really valuable. And she will know how much I appreciate her and that she is the exact reason that I love sponsoring and I love making it important in my business. She is a 100 million reasons why to Epicure. So my last words for you today, go ask your Sarah. God's blessings, you guys.